Amanda Knox and Keith Raniere are teaming up together with Jason Flom, and I believe David Fritz is the other person. So now Amanda and her PR, which includes CBS News, looks like Amanda got connections to help boost or attempt to boost the leader of the Nxivm sex cult, the pedophile Keith Raniere, who is being sentenced next month. So first thing that happened was Amanda Knox came out and conjured up a petition, or they called it an affidavit. It's not an affidavit, though. That's not the legal term for it. Basically, the crazy cult followers around, I call them crazy in my opinion, anyone who follows a cult member. So these cult members, including Nikki Klein and Hatchet and a couple other people who are die-hard devotees of Keith Raniere, made a list of accusations against the prosecutors. Now, mind you, the trial is over. Keith Raniere was found guilty by a jury unanimously, and Keith Raniere had no complaints at the time of the trial. He did not speak up for himself. He did not try to defend himself. He didn't call any witnesses. But now, suddenly, a month before he's going to be sentenced, suddenly he's accusing the prosecutors of all these things, and it's all PR. It's a PR stunt. And Amanda Knox and Jason Flom and David Fritz are behind it. And the reason I know that is from telephone conversations that Keith Raniere had with Sunil Chowdhury, I don't know how to say his last name, a follower with Nikki Klein. They spoke about contacting David Fritz and Jason Flom. And the next thing you know, we know Jason Flom and Amanda Knox are tight friends. So next thing you know, Amanda Knox is in the news saying, I signed this affidavit or this statement accusing the prosecutors of misconduct, although I don't know if the misconduct was done because I don't know anything about the case. So Amanda Knox admits she doesn't know anything about the Nxivm case, and yet she's signing a document supporting them, accusing the prosecution of mishandling things. So, of course, Amanda Knox herself, her own trial is considered, the fact that she was acquitted at the end is considered illegal in the Italian system, and they are looking at her case again next month, which is also interesting. But, anyways, so she's coming out. So now Amanda Knox is tied in with Nxivm. And now they're trying to boost Nxivm. Just apparently, it looks like they're trying to do it the way Amanda Knox did it. So Amanda Knox, after she was found guilty in Italy, she hired a PR firm. Her family hired a PR firm, and they blew it up. All these lies in the media, lying about her case and portraying her in the American media with fake news, portraying her as completely innocent, which was not true at all. And now it looks like they're going to try to do the same thing with Nxivm. And it looks like they're starting off with, they have had Keith Raniere come out speaking in a podcast. I guess they recorded his phone conversations. So they just released today, the day they're sentencing Claire Bronfman, who, by the way, she's being sentenced today, and she has gone to the court with liver problems. And Keith Raniere is known to have poisoned women around him. Is suspected a lot of women around him that he's close to died, and early deaths from various cancers. And one who survived had her hair tested, and they did find traces of what appears to be rat poison in her system. And now heiress Claire Bronfman has tons of money that would be left behind to Keith, it looks like, is suddenly developing liver problems. But anyways, it's suspected by some that maybe she's been poisoned. Who knows? But anyways, she's only 41 years old. But Keith Raniere decided to come out with a podcast, and he's saying the prosecutors lied to the court, the prosecution tampered with evidence, the prosecution suborned perjury, making all these accusations, not his lawyers. I mean, if all these things happened, why aren't his lawyers doing something about it? Keith Raniere has the most expensive lawyers paid for by Claire Bronfman, right? He has the best lawyers in New York, best lawyers in the country, and he's been sentenced. The lawyers tried to defend him as best they could, but they couldn't because he's defenseless, because he's a monster, in my opinion. So now he's coming out. So right now, Nxivm Keith Raniere is trying to appeal to the masses, to the ignorant masses, to those of people out there who are not paying attention to this case and don't know the details on what a psychopath Keith Raniere is. He's trying to reach out to you, and this is what Amanda Knox did with her PR. And so now we're seeing it repeat itself, or possibly the beginnings of it with Nxivm. So if that's the case, you're going to be hearing more and more in CBS mainstream media, because CBS loves their fake news, and it looks like they're pushing it with the Nxivm. So they're actually pushing a psychopathic pedophile predator who is just as bad, if not worse, than Jeffrey Epstein, in my opinion. And the CBS is pumping him up with their brainwashed followers. So watch out for this. It looks like there's more to come, possibly. And Amanda Knox is right there helping him along the way, teaching him all her tricks with Jason Flom and David Fritz. All right, so that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.